doing?
Yeah, well, can you turn down the music?
Please address me by my full name.
What?
My full name!
Oh my god, okay. Will the Wise, can you please turn down the music?
That is not music. That is the sound of destiny. I have seen into the future, and I have seen that today is a new day. A tribe of villagers are under threat from an evil force from the swamps of Kuzaton.
Well, it's so early.
Is it early, Michael? Tell that to the villagers crying for your help. The children so frightened they cannot sleep. Are you truly going to let them perish? Or are you going to come to their rescue and become the heroes you were always meant to be?
Can I at least take a shower first?
You got the perfect warlock, her weapons and supplies, but you need a place to track your stuff, cause you're so disorganized. You click open the webpage, you heard about a critical role, and now you're ready to kick some butt in that mine shot full of no's. It's TNT!
What's up, everyone? This is Johnny Pinball with the Johnny Pinball Show. Hope you're having a great 2025. We're going to start off with a great new theme for pinball, Dungeons and Dragons by Stern Pinball. Brian Eddy on design, Dwight Sullivan on code. You know they're the best pair in pinball for leveling up your characters. Start with the Mandalorian, use the Foundry, upgrade your stuff. Venom, choose your host, change the game. And now Dungeons and Dragons, so let's get into it. Oh, is everyone ready for Dungeons and Dragons? I didn't have much hype going into this game, but surprisingly, because expectations were low, I'm liking what I see here. Right now we're on Pinball News' website. They have the best photos available. We're just going to start off with the art on the side cabinet. We have the Pro here. Looks okay. Nothing too out of the ordinary. It's actually a nice change of pace from the Zombie Yeti fatigue I think I've been feeling. I don't know if you guys have been feeling that too. All right, if we scroll down a little bit, we have the Premium. So the Premium art, very similar to the Pro, just kind of different arrangements. It's got the big eyeball on the back glass. Looking at the back glasses, it's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons font is kind of small. It seems proportionally a little small. If you think back to the Bally Dungeons and Dragons, that one maybe had a little more identifiable name on it. All right, here we go. I got the Bally one pulled up. I think I might like this back glass better than the one Stern did, but you know, it's different era. I think they're owned by someone else now, and maybe the current art's kind of what we're seeing. There's the LE, and I think I like this back glass the best. It's got the lightning around the dragons there. Kind of reminds me of Swords of Fury back glass. The armor, I could take or leave it. It's kind of bright red, maybe more of like a burnt color would have worked a little bit better. T-molding's just black. Well, it looks fine. Again, here on the side of the LE, you've got that eyeball monster, so he must be a common theme in the Dungeons & Dragons universe. That's the thing, guys. I know nothing about Dungeons & Dragons, which is par for the course when Stern releases the game. I'm not usually the target demographic with these themes. I don't know the theme, but that didn't stop me from liking Godzilla, didn't stop me from liking Iron Maiden. Very rarely do I think a theme is a detriment to a Stern game. It's not like Spooky Pinball where they go full-in niche themes like Evil Dead. That's probably something I wouldn't want, even if the game was fun. Alright, so we've taken a look at the Pro, Premium, and LE. Let's take a look at the playfield and see what the differences are between the models and where the shots go, because that's going to be the funnest part about this game. Here's the playfield. We're looking at the Premium playfield, or maybe the Pro playfield, because guess what? They're both the same. After studying the feature matrix, there's not much difference between the Pro and the Premium. The big difference being the dungeon crawl. That shot is not available on the Pro. I'll just highlight that for you right now. Right there. That's pretty much the only difference on the playfield. On the Premium LE, that lifts up to reveal a shot. On the Pro, looks like it's just an insert plastic that's covering the hole. Other than that, there's a big dragon, which we can't see from this point of view. We'll take a look at him later. Let's kind of go over the shots going from left to right. The first shot you're going to find on the lower left is Fizmo the Shopkeeper's shot. So that's this shot right here. Goes up and back down into a saucer. And I have that for you. So here it is, Physmo. I'm just going to slowly advance this and we'll see that shot in action. Now it kind of reminds me of Stranger Things where it has that little saucer where the ball kind of kicks out. We don't really see how it kicks out, kind of goes in there. And that's about it. Okay, the next shot on this playfield is the Mountain Passage. This one's kind of cool. The Mountain Passage can either be an orbit or it can feed to the gelatinous cube. So the orbit's just going to draw right around through here. Oh, looks like it's going to the cube as well because it's basically the same path. If it's going to the cube, the little ramp will lower down and it will go up to the cube. So we can take a look at that in action as well. Here's the shot. The players flip the ball towards the Mountain Passage. Ball goes up the ramp to the gelatinous cube. Or it could lift up like we see there, and it can go around the orbit. The next shot, working our way from left to right, is the dragon, and the dragon is protecting its gold naturally. And the gold is represented by just 3 stand-up targets under the dragon. So they would be under him. Right there, there's going to be 3 stand-up targets. And here we have that cool dragon mech. The dragon's name is Wrath the Relentless. So he's got his gold shots under there. Hit 3 of those. Probably spelling dragon there as you can see the small inserts. Alright, the next shot we have here looks to be only available through the upper flipper. It's just labeled Jackpot. I believe it kind of goes around there. And then it's going to just come back to you through the Mountain Passage like so. Back towards the flipper. Moving right along, we have the bridge. Now the bridge does return directly to your left flipper. It's going to be something like that. We'll go ahead and draw that for you. So the bridge is going to be something you're going to be comboing with. You hit the upper flipper shot, takes it to your left flipper where you can hit any of the shots accessible by that, making this game probably has some pretty decent flow. Moving on, then we have the critical hit, which I think is a critical term in the Dungeons & Dragons universe. But again, never played it. I'm guessing it's the final blow to defeat a monster. So that's just going to be the captive ball represented pretty much in the center of the playfield there. That guy is our critical hit captive ball. Next up, we have the shop, and this is Tiny's Tavern. He is a optical spinner and a Vuck. So that is right up the center. On the Pro, you don't have the dungeon crawl, so I'm not sure how that shot's going to work, if it's going to be just hit the tavern, or maybe it's going to be a combination of hitting the tavern in a certain amount of time, or maybe the tavern will be ready, and you'll go to it then. But anyway, so that shot is right here. And it does go return to the gelatinous cube / right flipper. We can see that in this little video I have queued up. Oh, here is the premium LE, the dungeon crawl shot. Ball goes in there just like so. Pretty cool. And then the tavern is going to be right here. You can see, you got to look really quick, but that Vuck, it just pops it out. So it does a little action there, sends it right down to the gelatinous cube. Next we have the shortcut, which is to the right orbit / upper flipper hold. So that's going to be right here, this shot. And I noticed there is a magnet just like roller games, so don't flip! Right underneath the cube. So when the ball comes out here, it will hold it at about approximately this spot. It's going to hold the ball there. And then we'll slowly drop it back down for you to hit your shot. Most likely the jackpot shot. That's how it works in roller games at least. Let's take a look at that flipper hold in action. Ball comes around that little orbit there, takes a shortcut, holds it underneath the gelatinous cube. Flipper's ready to go. Comes on down and hits the bridge in this example, but I assume the jackpot shot is also something you could go for. Next we have the road to town, which goes to the left flipper. Simple pinball shot, you just hit this guy right here. It's going to curve right around through the backboard, which is kind of cool. And if you notice this backboard, it doesn't have any sculpts on it. Like you think of Godzilla has the buildings back there. They didn't put any 3D sculpts in this game. There are 2 flasher domes I noticed in the promo video. Let's go ahead and finish that shot. So go something like this here, through there, and back around to the left flipper. Now speaking of the backboard flasher bulbs, we do have 2 flashers here and here. Kind of see like a flasher reflection there. It must be just above this frame of view. Keeping with going from left to right, we have the narrow path, which is the right orbit. It's more than just an orbit because this path here also has a magnet on it. So just like when it's coming the opposite direction, it can hold for the flipper. When going in this direction, for some reason, maybe, I don't know, some sort of staging, it could hold the ball there. Maybe it's a ball lock before it goes around and then the orbit would come out right there. Pretty basic pinball design there. Like in every Steve Ritchie game, you're going to see this. And the final shot on the right is the hidden temple, and it just goes right back to the player following this ball path. Like so. Dwight mentions that's for double scoring in the game. Any other reason for this, I'm not sure. Probably something on the screen as well. It is called the hidden temple after all. And then finally, let's take a closer look at the gelatinous cube. They mentioned it multiple times in the video. Must be a big D&D thing. Again, I don't know this theme at all. You know, for a pro, it's pretty cool. We have all these sculpts. We have the dragon in the pro. We have the mountains in the pro. We have the cube in the pro. It's kind of like Stern's, like, you know, it's just cheaper just to keep the same parts and everything with the volume. And on the premium LE, we're just going to give you, you know, the extra mechanical movement in the dragon and that dungeon crawl. So here's our cube. The ball comes around. It kind of locks it there. And there's some sort of mode where when it's locked, you have to get the second ball in and to knock it off in a certain amount of time. I'm thinking this is probably some sort of multi-ball staging, because if you look below, there's a ball staged in the lower orbit as well. Doesn't seem to release it though. So anyway, that's the playfield for Dungeons & Dragons Pro, Premium, and LE. You notice something missing from this game, because it kind of looks packed. And I think the artwork is done very good on the playfield. And what we're missing in this game are there's no pop bumpers, and there's no drop targets. So we're giving up those mechanical features for sculpts in this game. And it looks to be a good trade-off. I do like some drop targets in the game. Pop bumpers are also kind of cool, but not the most necessary. They do take up a lot of space. You know, after thinking about it, they could have put drop targets underneath the Dragon's Gold, kind of like Foo Fighters, where you drop the 3 drop targets and then there's a stand-up targets behind it. I wonder if that was ever on the table and then it was cost cut later on in development. Anyway, actually, I just forgot about one last feature on this game. It has a cool ball save functionality. It is a player-controlled drain shield. A little bit different than your traditional drain shields where they're typically the plastic circle. This is a totally new part Stern invented, and it's activated, unfortunately, with the action button. So it's going to be just like Black Knight's Sword of Rage, where will you have enough time to take your hand off the flipper to hit the center button to save your ball from going straight down the middle? Probably going to have a little bit more time than judging if an outlane drain's about to happen, but I still think it's disappointing. They haven't figured out how to do the second flipper button there just above the right flipper button, like traditional Williams games have, and what Spooky continues to do to this day. Now moving on from Brian Eddy's layout to Dwight Sullivan's software for this game. Dwight likes to make games that are arguably complex for the average player. We'll see if it works out on Dungeons & Dragons. That's the only thing that would hold me back if I was really into this theme. Just like his prior games, it's all about leveling up your character and saving your progress. It's very similar to Venom in that regards. What is cool is the, I guess, randomness of the game is going to change every Sunday. It's programmed to regenerate a dungeon path every Sunday. So every week, theoretically, where the dragons are and where the treasures are change. There are 4 characters you can play as when you start the game. Each have different abilities, just like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. For example, in the promo video, one of them gives you longer drain shield. No doubt all this will be able to be turned off in a tournament mode where everyone has the same opportunities to play the game. It's even in the feature matrix stating so. So if you're a tournament director or planning tournaments, this game should be okay for that too. Well, in summary, do I like this game? Yes, I actually like it more than I thought I would. I'm at peak hype, just like I was on X-Men. If you go and watch my X-Men video, I was just through the moon on hype on that one. Today, on X-Men, not as hyped about it, and we kind of all know why that game disappoints. Now, with Dungeons & Dragons, I didn't think I would like it, and I actually do like what I'm seeing in the promo videos, but we are going to see gameplay really soon. And, you know, gameplay can sometimes sway you in the opposite direction of what Stern wants and can make you not like the game, or it can make you really fall in love with the theme. And once we see the gameplay stream, we're going to know if the callouts are as good as the potential is. They have hired Michael Dorn from Worf from Star Trek as one of the callouts. He's the dragon, and a cast of just A-tier voice talent. Again, Brendan Smalls appearing in this game. So I have high hopes that the music's going to be great and that the callouts are going to be great. They sound great in the promo. They even kind of give you little Black Knight Sword of Rage vibes. Like, Michael Dorn sounds a lot like Steve Ritchie. So now the question is, if you're out of space, do you trade up for a Dungeons & Dragons? Or if you're out of money, do you save up your plasma to buy this game? Is it worth the squeeze? Personally, I think it has a good shot that it might be, and it might be Brian Eddy's best game at Stern Pinball. As always, time will tell, and we'll have to wait and see on that one. And before you click off this video, wait, hold up, don't click off just yet. Make sure to like it. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. My goal in 2025 here is to have 1,000 subscribers. We're really close to that. And if you're watching this in January, it is Twippy season. You can vote for me in the content creator category, so I'd appreciate that. Thank you. Normally I'd end the podcast with Borg out, but just something doesn't quite feel right on a Brian Eddy game to say Borg out. So I think I'm going to end this one with, I'm Johnny Pinball. This has been the Johnny Pinball Show. Thanks for watching, and gelatinous cube later.